clips and the Neptunes are just they're one of my favorites growing up. Pusha came back with a song called "The Story of Aiden," and the entire song was about how Drake impregnated a porn star and then completely tried to hide the fact that he did that and became a deadbeat dad like his dad did to him. He forced Drake to become a dad. And so now after that song, but Drake had to be seen in public being a dad after that. Like it was a whole thing.
Speaking of forcing kids having a dads, I saw this TikTok today of this dad saying that he's not the father at some like fake court show, like a Judge Judy if you will. She's like, the judge was like, so you were in prison for 5 years because you didn't pay child support? And he's like, yeah, because that's not my baby. And the woman's like, that's your baby. That's your baby. And he's like, that baby don't look like me. You like that?
Hello, and thank you very much for downloading this most recent episode of Movie Guys Podcast. You can download many more episodes at movieguyspodcast.podbean.com.
Spider-Man, cross the Spiderverse, into the Spiderverse. I don't know. This is confusing. Part 1, an hour too long. There was too many spider people. I fell asleep twice. Who's the Spot? We're talking about the new Spider-Man across the universe?
Across the Spiderverse.
Across the Spiderverse. Eric, how the hell you doing?
I am excited to talk about this one. This was I don't know, like it was fun to watch, but it was a chore because these runtimes. I was looking at the runtimes for all these movies that we are going to watch or that we have already seen. Everything is hitting the 2.5 hour mark, and stop it, please go back. I hate that I have to praise Super Mario for its runtime of an hour and a half.
I'm nervous about what Indiana Jones is going to be this year.
Indiana Jones is 5 hours long. And most of it is Harrison Ford trying to stand up.
Yeah. Here, Indiana Jones and the Walker of Doom. I actually pulled that one out of my rear end. You like that one?
Yeah,
I just came out of that one.
Pat yourself
that was
too
a good
hard.
one. Yeah, I'll pat myself on that one. So yeah, I mean, you've said famously in a few episodes ago that I just like spoil everything right off the bat because I really want to get it out my chest and then we talk about it. But God, I hate this movie. Which is right. So completely different directors, and the animation looked a little different too. And it looked completely different. I'm like, this is the sequel, and I remember this. So bear with me on this tyrant real quick, but you and old school host Ed got me to review the OG Spider-Verse movie because you guys were like, hey, we need to see this. I know interest in seeing a Spider-Man cartoon. It looked like anime, and we all know that I'm not a big anime kind of guy. You guys are like, no, this guy is great. This movie's good. You need to see this. It's being nominated for Animated Film of the Year, which it won, I believe. Yeah. So it's like, okay, fine. So it's been nominated. It beat out Pixar and Disney. And we reviewed it in February of 2019 is when we reviewed it. It came out in 2018. We reviewed it in February of 19. And oh my God, did I love that movie. Yeah. I liked the animation. I liked the characters. I thought everything kind of made sense for what they were trying to do. They wrapped everything in a bow. This is what happens when you have a pandemic and 5 years in between movies, because this movie goes so over the place, so fast, way too soon. I thought I'm supposed to see Miles, not the first 15 minutes about Ghost Spidey, and then have a credit. It's like, I'm so whiplashed with this movie, Eric.
Yeah,
like well, I don't know what's going on.
Welcome to the Spiderverse.
It's okay. So I've always said that you're the comic guy, right? So
I know Miles. We get Madam Web.
Is that the lady that's working with Ghost Spidey or whatever? Ghost Gwen? I'm Spidey Gwen, whatever. That's kind of like coaching her through the whole Spider-Verses.
Is that Spider-Woman?
Is that who that is? A Spider-Woman?
Yeah, the lady who rides a motorcycle and is pregnant.
Who are you talking about then?
I'm talking about a character who's not been introduced in the Spider-Verse. Yeah, the puns keep going. I hate to say, but there is a Sorcerer Supreme kind of a person named Madam Web, and it's a never mind. It's a whole thing.
No, wait a minute. Hold on. Isn't she in the OG cartoon when we were kids?
Yes.
She would pop up in smoke and she would have like a throne, right?
She has a throne, yes.
Okay. So is the Spot a character in this comic? Because I know this Miles Morales thing. Okay, so I'm sorry, let's just backtrack everything I just said. Is Miles Morales the focal point on this Spider-Verse in the comics?
Oh yeah, sure. In his own, like there are so many, as we have seen in this movie, so many different variations of every superhero. We're in the multiverse now, so we go over all of them. You saw the Council of Kangs already at the end of Ant-Man. It's that we saw an army of Spider-Men, a Spider Army tried to chase Miles Morales in this movie. There are variations, countless of every type in the world now. It's introduced. We're there.
Okay,
So
I don't like it then. I will tell you the moment I fell asleep, and I literally mean I fell asleep, is when they go to India, when they go to India verse and the spider guy with the wavy hair.
it's not in. Yeah, well, I guess it's India, the India verse.
Isn't that India?
Yeah, well, they go to what's it, Mumbattan.
Yeah, dude,
It's not Mumbai. It's not Manhattan. It's Mumbattan.
I checked out. My daughter fell asleep. I fell asleep.
Oh man, that was a great part. There was a part where
I hated it.
Spider-Man India was going off on a rant about how Americans call it chai tea or non-bread, which contrasted Miles earlier saying why people call it an ATM machine.
Wow. Dude, okay,
Because chai is tea, non is bread, and ATM, the M stands for machine. Good night, everybody. That was I just broke Jordan. Apparently,
dude, like I'm seriously, dude. That's why I was excited to talk to you about this. I don't know what's wrong with me. I really, really hate this movie. Like I'm on Songbird level here.
Oh man, I thought this movie was great.
Oh no, I hated it.
The runtime was not appealing, I can tell you that, but everything else was, I thought pretty cool. The art was fantastic. It was the way it changed with everything. I like how Gwen was a bit more of the protagonist in this than Miles was. I guess traditionally protagonist is first on screen, antagonist is second to contrast the protagonist. But we didn't kind of see it that too. Oh no, we got it till later, right? Because it was her dad.
And it was her fighting the Spot. No, okay. So is this the same Gwen from the first Spider-Verse movie?
Yes. So they explained in this movie that in the Spider-Verse, and the guy running it is Miguel O'Hara, played by Oscar Isaac, who's also Moon Knight, and he is the person that is kind of like almost like a Kang. He's like almost the one that holds it all together. He makes sure that all the Spider storylines are working. That and he explains later on that within the web that there are things called canons or canon events that have to happen to every Spider-Man.
Right. Yeah,
Whether it be
like Uncle Ben dying.
Yeah, Uncle Ben dying, or yeah, exactly, or the tragedy of like the lost with like Gwen Stacy dying or Mary Jane dying, or like their father dying. Yeah, there's ripples that kind of just go along, and he is this person who's obviously seems very he knows that he needs to do it. I think it's a thing that he needs to do to keep the order, but he doesn't want to do it. At least that's what I got the impression of what he was doing. But the enemy, a literal plot hole, going through every canon part of the story and putting holes in it, poking holes in actual stories, I thought was pretty fun. Yes, they mentioned that Spot. I don't know much about Miles and in his run in the comic series, but they made mention that this villain, played by Jason Schwartzman, that he was the villain of the week, and that banter was fantastic. The way that they're just kind of flipping through holes through Manhattan, and that was great. And Miles trying to figure out how to actually fight this guy, and then seeing this villain turn into something a bit more. And I thought it was great because he called himself Miles' nemesis, and Miles was like, "No, you're just a villain of the week," and it kind of builds up a bit more and more. It was a great contrast in the movie because both the hero Miles and the villain, the Spot, are similar. They are not taken seriously until that moment where it's like, "Oh wait, we have to take these people seriously," where it's too late. Spot becomes now this interdimensional, multiverse jumping villain. Miles is this person who defies the canon events from the other Spider-Verse people and says, "No, I'm going to do it my way," and takes on the entire Spider Army with the exception of Spider-Punk, I would imagine. It's a huge movie. There's a lot going on with it, and there's a lot of comedy in it as well too. A lot of Easter eggs, a lot of good appearances. You know, you get to see you get to see a lot of different Spider-Men too. Andy Samberg voiced the Bailey one, Spider, the guy with the biceps and the cutoff vest.
So I guess my gripe and my big irritation with this movie is that I guess I didn't see the same movie you did. I found the movie very hard to follow along. I found the movie to be very trying/boring. I found myself not caring at all about Miles or his struggles like I used to, because the last movie is about Miles and him becoming Spider-Man and what Miles is all about. That's what I'm here to know. With this movie, it was very the villain said, no, Miles says he's the villain of the week. Well, this movie is the movie of the week. This is like a Lifetime movie. The Spot, I hate the Spot. It's terrible. He says I became the villain because you threw a potato at my head or something like that.
What?
And I was, yeah, you don't know. He says that because the Spot and him are fighting in some.
The bagel, yeah, because he got
yeah, for the bagel that.
No, he
and
doesn't.
I was like, was that in the first movie?
Yes, it was in the first movie, and yeah, he brings up that one part, but he also brings up how he created him is because he blew up the super collider.
Right, and then like his it's not a suit, it's his skin. He said.
Yeah, he basically pointed that out because he's just saying that, all right, from the start, we didn't like each other. You know, like you throw a donut or bagel at somebody, that's not a good way to make friends, Jordan. That's not a good way to make friends.
That's how we met. I threw a bagel at your head, and you're like, "Hey, I like the cut of this guy's jib."
Well, it was an everything bagel.
Oh, I'm saying, has some sesame.
He threw everything at me.
So, when you were going on your plot description of this movie, I kept on thinking about the same thing, and forgive me because I'm going to say it, is that this is just a ripoff of Loki. This is the same exact storyline. This is adding. This
canon.
Is insane. This is stupid. This is canon.
This is canon.
This is MCU.
This is MCU.
God, no.
Here's the weird thing about this is that this is actually I think the first movie that's not Marvel affiliated. It's distributed by Sony Motion Pictures and Sony Picture Releasing and their animation studio, Sony Animation. I didn't see Marvel or an association with Marvel on it. Maybe I walked in late, but I think this is a standalone Sony, which means that they struck a deal to maybe Sony and Marvel will hold some hands together a bit. But yeah, there's a moment where Miguel O'Hara and I think Ghost and Spider-Gwen are running, and he makes mention of when one universe is collapsing, about the mess that the Doctor Strange and that one spider did from Universe 616.
Okay, see, now this is, again, I really hope I am speaking to the people that are listening that are just going cross-eyed with this, Eric. What is 616? You said this before. Is 616 our universe?
Yes.
So what is Miles Morales in? Is he in 616?
No, Miles, I think, is in like 5105.
Okay, wait a minute. Okay, so Miles in the first movie and this movie is not in our reality.
Right, they're cartoons. They're in their own reality.
Okay, so then Tom Holland never happened in this universe.
Tom Holland did happen in
not in this universe.
I'm sorry,
right?
correct. Not in this universe. No.
So Tobey Maguire, Tom Holland, MCU stuff is 616. So our reality is 616.
Tom Holland is 616. The other Spiders are all different universes. So Tobey Maguire is a different universe. Venom from Tom Hardy is a different universe. Andrew Garfield is a different universe. Everything that we saw in what, the 70s is a different universe. Like everything's a different universe.
I'm sure you can tell from my face that I'm frustrated and bored, and the reason why is because I cannot watch another verse movie. You know what I mean, Eric? Like it's getting way too much. Because when it gets too much, I'm not watching the movie. I'm trying to figure out what is happening in the movie because I'm supposed to pay attention to these little Easter eggs about what happens in Earth's universe, blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, what? Just tell me a straight story, like, which this movie didn't happen. Because I also didn't understand when Spider-Gwen was facing like a vulture from the 1920s.
That was cool, by the way. Yeah.
That was cool. I was pissed. I was not happy watching this movie. My arms were folded a lot.
Golly, man.
I'm serious. Like I don't get it. I don't get why people like this. The first movie was a nice little one-off, and I know they're going to do a sequel because there's going to be a part 2, which is going to be what, 4.5 hours? Like, this is nonsense.
Probably because this movie feels a bit more like the comics. Like it can be more comic accurate than it can for a live action movie. They could take a lot more liberties. We mentioned this before in what did we just do? Where I was complaining about Little Mermaid swimming.
That was last week's episode.
That was last week's episode.
Yeah, Mario.
All right, yeah, Mario. We'll keep it going. Make it a weekly thing.
Every week, how you're upset that Little Mermaid swims.
Live action mermaids don't swim like that, Jordan. Not my mermaid. #. Where was I now?
I mean, like, I am very, very sorry if I'm fully
the way that it looked. I like that Gwen's world was like a lot more watercolor. That it changed with emotion. It changed with scene. The background just kind of bled out after a while. That was very creative. I liked the color choices that they would do for all the different universes. I liked Earth Terra, like the future verse that Miguel was from. I liked Moonbatten. That was obviously a fun one too. I liked all the other that we got to see Peter parked car. That's a fun nod. We got to see him. Which is a spider car.
Yet again, my arms are folded. I thought that if you're going to go into like a multiverse movie, I thought the first one did it justice. It told a smaller story and it was easier to understand. I don't know. Maybe I'm just grumpy towards this kind of movie.
That could be it. If you were forced to watch one movie, gun to your head, Jordan, and I made you pick between Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, this movie, or Matilda the musical, what's it gonna be?
Oh, this one. Matilda was
really.
Matilda was a chore. That was worse. Matilda, I couldn't even finish. And we all know how bad it is when you don't finish. You got to come to the end, bud. I mean,
man, the mountains you climb, sir.
What do you mean the mountains I climb?
For this show to get 3/4 the way through a musical. I appreciate it. I know the listeners do.
The last time I blew my head off with a musical is when you guys had me review Hamilton, and that one was woof.
I still don't understand how, really, like you just saw someone from the East Coast who's okay. Well, go back. What are we watching again? Spider-Man.
Shot. Give away my shot. No.
Spider-Man.
There is a moment in the movie, again, before my arms were completely folded, and I was checked out completely, and I was on my phone majority of the time, was I did like the conflict with Miles trying to tell his parents the truth, and when they think he just has a girlfriend with Gwen, and then he has a moment with Gwen on the rooftop for his dad getting promoted.
Yeah.
I thought that had some character building with it a little bit. I enjoyed that. When did Miles become invisible? Was that in the first movie?
Kind of ish. He developed. He was learning his powers little bit more in the first movie because he just got bit from the spider in Universe 42, which they play with numbers, by the way, in this movie. Like he wears, in his universe, he wears a basketball jersey that says 42 on it. It's funny, right? Because he got bit by the spider from 42. Anyway,
Didn't the Spot release that spider?
yes,
Who released that spider?
the Spot, which
did.
was supposed to bite him, the Spot.
So the spider was supposed to bite the Spot to turn into Spider Spot.
Yeah.
Or was Spot not Spot yet?
No, that's what it was. Spot was not Spot yet. He was supposed to. Yeah, he had made the spider. It was supposed to bite him. Buys Miles instead. Miles had to go into that universe and all that, do all the thing into the Spiderverse. Blows up the Super Collider, creates Spot in doing so, and now we're here.
Okay, so Spot was a dude before, like just like a human dude.
A scientist, yes. That got hit in the head with a bagel or a donut.
Okay, and then he creates. Okay, wait a minute though. Is human Spot dude from Miles's universe? It has to be because he's not in universe. He's not in Universe 42 then, or is he from Earth 42?
There's
or whatever?
There's different variations.
Oh, yeah. See, Loki. This is. Oh God. Okay. So scientist Spot in Universe 42 creates a spider to bite Spot in the Miles Morales universe, but it bites Morales.
No, he was supposed to bite him, but the spider jumped dimensions and bit Miles Morales in the other universe.
So you see how this is confusing, Eric.
It was explained by saying that the spider went to a different universe to bite someone else.
It's so confusing to me. I don't know why I can't get my mind wrapped around this stuff, man. It's I'm going left, right. I'm
gonna do you a favor, okay?
All right.
There is
Take care.
Yes. To help you explain all this, there was a brilliant piece of science fiction that came out in 1995, and it was called Sliders. And it was with Jerry O'Connell. John Rhys Davies was in it, and some other people. Who cares?
Sliders. Okay.
Will this help you? This or Rick and Morty? It's gonna be one of the two, Jordan. It's
I
gonna
don't
help.
like Rick or Morty.
Then Sliders it is. We get to
I don't like Sliders.
To help you get more familiar with the concept of the multiverse. In Sliders, they call them dimensions. Is that gonna help?
No, I don't like the multiverse. I don't like that there's endless amounts of universes of different Spider-Men. I don't like Spider-Punk. It's stupid. It's stupid.
You know what? Spider-Punk would agree with you.
He wouldn't even show his face.
He did show his face.
Later.
Also played by Daniel Kaluuya, is that his name? Who's also in Black Panther as.
I miss Peter Porker.
That guy. Peter Porker and Spider Noir are coming back in the next one, I think.
Yeah, part 2. No, it just okay. How about this? You know how I have said numerous times that I don't like anime and I don't like musicals. I'm going to say universe movies are going to be in that same category for me because it drives me bonkers because I can't watch a movie. I can't review a movie because too much is going on. I guess I'm just used to old school movie telling, man, where I'm able to like focus on the story, figure out what's going on, and assess my feelings towards that said film. With this one, I get Army of Spider-Men. Is Gwen a trans? I don't know. That's a thing online for some reason right now.
People are bored online, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, like there was no evidence of that, so I don't know why they're saying that. That's stupid.
Yeah,
it's little things like that. Scientist Spot creates spider that jumps through universes that crosses my head. The reason why I don't like universe movies is just because it's an excuse for them to try to fix the mistakes that they make previously.
These are comic book accurate.
Yeah,
they do this, like comics jump multiverses. It's a thing. They do it all the damn time. They do it to explain crossovers. They do it to explain different stories. They do it all the time. In fact, the multiverse is an actual like live theory that many, people believe in. that we're living in one right now, and that there are different hundreds of thousands, infinite variations of Jordans out there that have done very different things, and that your experiences of deja vu are one such events where you collided with that person with a like you, or it had a similar event, and you actually kind of there's a lot of theory behind that too.
That's people that want to live forever, and that's the same people, all due respect, if anybody's listening, that is the same as flat earthers. Join a convention. It's
And is it
nonsense.
not? Because we have evidence
Yes,
that the Earth is not flat. Excuse me.
we have evidence that there's no such thing. We have evidence there's such thing as a multiverse.
No, you don't have any evidence to prove or disprove it.
A lot of evidence to prove that this movie isn't good, and this movie goes everywhere, and it completely alienates, I think, a good chunk of the audience. I feel like this movie is good for like the super Miles Morales like Spider-Verse comic fans. I feel this is just for fanboys.
Sure.
And I'm saying, and where I get frustrated is I'm not a fanboy. Okay, perfect example. A movie that I enjoyed recently that we talked about, not saying that we recorded it, was Dungeons and Dragons.
Game night. Oh yeah, you're right.
That's a mystery episode. It's not recorded. Anyway, Dungeons and Dragons. I'll tell you why Dungeons and Dragons is better than this movie. Because it took a person like me that doesn't know anything about Dungeons and Dragons, that have heard about Dungeons and Dragons, but it took a person like me, and it held me with kid hands. And it was able to like help me go along with it and follow a storyline. This one was just like, hey, haven't seen these Spider-Verse comics? You thought part one was easy. Guess what, bud? Good luck.
Well, yeah, this movie's a sequel.
It's bad. It's not good. This movie's teetering on a bag of kernels.
But okay, you have to, as a movie enthusiast, can you say that just because you didn't like a movie that it's bad? Without any other reason. I mean, sure, if you can give me a reason that like the plot was thin and it lacked depth, and the characters didn't have any development, or the art was horrible, or the cinematography was bad, or the sound in like those DC movies where they constantly just play a Spotify playlist of like golden 60s or some shit like that, and it's just like, stop that. Yeah, like that's good reason to say a movie's bad. Which, by the way, we didn't bring that up in Mario. The horrible soundtrack that they had. The Guardians of the Galaxy ruined it for everybody. But if you can give me any one of those reasons why this movie is bad, then that's valid. Give me something like that. But for you to say that no, it's stinky and poopy because I don't like all these spider people, then I'm gonna call you I don't know. It's not a racist because superheroes aren't a race. It's I don't know, superheroist. I'll work on a name. We'll get back to it.
Yeah, please. I would love to hear your good one.
How about you come dumb? Huh? Got him. Oh, wrap it up, boy. I'll give myself a badge. No, that was dumb.
Nice.
No, that was dumb.
Nice. You deserve everything positive that comes your way.
Thanks.
You deserve to wake up tomorrow with a fresh cup of coffee ready to go, served to you by the missus. You deserve nice breakfast, everything.
I'm going to revenge watch this movie again after we're done with this.
Please. I would say that what took me out of the movie, besides everything else I've explained, since you want to say I have to explain why, I did not feel for the characters. I feel that the characters were, in my opinion, not written very well. Because I went into this movie wanting to know more about Miles, because I don't know much about Miles. I know Miles from two things. I know him from the first Spider-Verse movie and the Spider-Man game that came out a few years ago.
What questions do you have about him that weren't explained in those movies, in that movie, in that game?
I want to know, like, is he gonna have a Mary Jane, or is Gwen his Mary Jane? Like, how's that gonna work? I want to know who his Arch is. Is his Arch Green Goblin or Doc Ock, and their versions of that. I want to know what happens when he gets a little bit older. Does he go to college? Like stuff like that. Like, I want to know more about him as a character.
All of those are literally explained in this movie.
No, they're not.
They are most certainly are. The Spot literally says, "I'm your nemesis."
He's a terrible. No, I want Doc
Gwen
Ock.
Stacy has. You're not gonna get this. That's not this movie. If you want that movie, go watch Peter Parker and Tobey Maguire. Like that's not this. This is a different movie. This is a different Spider-Man. This is a different enemies. This is not your Pokemon. Yeah, the 150 that you were collecting and watching the TV shows with. Now they're doing like Alpha, Super, Mega. This is not your grandfather's Oldsmobile.
And I think you, of all people, would agree with me that the original 151 Pokemon were better than the rest because a new one is a stick, Eric. Literally a stick.
Yeah.
So there's that's my point, is that the original was better. So yeah, I guess I would say Tobey Maguire and even Andrew Garfield movies were better than this one. Because they were the original 151, not 150, 51 if you count YouTube.
But this movie's not trying to be those.
I'm not saying it's trying to be it. I'm saying I don't like it. Because
and it obviously has a love interest too. Like that's who is Mary Jane is, Gwen Stacy, just like how it was in The Amazing Spider-Man.
Great. So who's this Gwen Stacy that's going to die? Is that going to be a Mary Jane?
The whole movie's about how he doesn't want that to happen. The whole movie's about him saying, we don't have to have somebody die. We don't have to have, which is a canon event, by the way. And they explain
He has
in
to
this
have,
movie.
yeah.
And the whole point of him is saying, if you know it's going to happen, then why don't you do anything about it? Just accepting it because this is a part of our arc, this is a part of our turn, and this is how we are. No, if you know it's going to happen already, then do something about it. And that's what the whole movie it builds up to, is Miles being like, I'm not like these other Spider-Men. Those other Spider-Men are doing their spider things. I'm setting my own path. And this is what it is, and they explain it for you in this movie, that he's obviously interested in Gwen Stacy. This one, played by Haley Steinfeld, by the way. That by drawing pictures of her, a lot of pictures of her, and thinking about her, they don't make that a secret. And this whole interaction of everything else just seemed like I don't know. It's just pretty much there.
Sure.
Him going to school, like he was having problems, and his parents, like when he was trying to fight Spot, his first fight, his parents were talking to the counselor, right, about what he's going to do, about how he has good grades, except in Spanish. But yeah, about what he's going to do next. So
that's a good joke. It's a good joke. Is the Spot a character from the comics?
I'm actually not too sure about that. Because again, this is all like new.
So you're not the expert on this stuff then.
Oh, is that where you're going with this now?
No. God, no. Whatever do you mean?
No, Spot's been around for a while. He's a Spider-Man villain, but I don't know if he's like a nemesis.
Yeah, it's not a good nemesis. I don't care if they're trying to make the Spot cool. The Spot wasn't cool. The movie wasn't cool.
Oh, here it is. I thought it was, he's an enemy of Daredevil. Spider-Man and Daredevil.
The Spot is an enemy of what? So Daredevil? Oh, never mind, because they're both Marvel. So I guess they'll be in the same universe.
He's a street level. He is a villain of the week. He's a street level villain. If he's fighting Spider-Man and Daredevil, then yeah.
This is like them trying to pull Hammerhead out and make him a big villain.
Right, but I think they gave this guy a bit more like a reason. They gave him a battery. They gave him that if he were to go around to these universes that he can hop through, that he discovered he can hop through, that he can absorb more of this power and become a bigger villain. And I thought that was a pretty...
How's that unique? You were going to say the word unique, but how's that any different than Kang?
Because Kang doesn't go around absorbing like spots.
That's nothing to do with spots. He uses spots as like a portal to go through dimensions or universes, if you will. How's that any different than Kang? Going through different universes to get ultimate power. That's exactly Kang's plot.
What power? What Kang already has all the power. And first off, it's Kang the Destroyer.
I thought it was Kang the Conqueror.
Oh, there's many different. He's also he who remains. right?
Yeah, but you told me in a very good episode a long time ago when we reviewed Loki, and I had no idea who Kang was. And what made me like him, because you said he makes Thanos look like a baby,
Yeah.
is this guy can jump through universes, Kang, and he's figured out which universe he is going to be the ultimate ruler in. So he's going around and making sure that those other universes are destroyed, so he becomes the ultimate power.
We are not there yet. First off, in this MCU, I don't know which Kang we're getting. And yes, fair to everything that you're saying, I will admit that. But we don't know what Kang we're getting in this yet. We don't know if he's able to just jump, or if it's going to be eventually he creates the world where all of his Kangs are just fighting each other. A lot of people are predicting the person who's going to beat Kang is going to be Kang or Doctor Doom. There's a lot of theories online.
Wait, but hold on. You just confused me. A lot of people that predict Kang is going to be Kang. What do you mean?
Because in Loki, we had He Who Remains, which means he's the only Kang left, which means that there's been other wars. There's been other wars happening, which means that the other Kangs have been fighting each other for supremacy, and the one that we got in Quantumania was the one that was banished.
So that is not the same Kang as the dude in Loki. Just a different universe Kang.
Correct. It's a different variation.
Different variation. So again, though, you just said you gave me that. So how is the Spot not Kang? I'm making clear. I'm not saying that I think Spot is Kang. I'm just saying that this is one of my complaints. This seems like, from a guy like me that's outside of this comic book, who doesn't like the multiverse thing, it sounds like it's an exact theft of Kang. I'm shrugging my shoulders on it.
You know what? I guess it's more so because I don't see other spots doing the same thing. Like, if the other spots were going to do the same thing, then I guess all of the spots would be jumping universes trying to absorb what the one spot is doing already. But there's only one spot, and there's a bunch of Kang. If you want to compare it, I guess you could be like that moment when there was the first Kang, when the first Nathaniel Richards or something like that, when he first discovered his multiverse jumping.
Okay.
Or when he discovered the multiverse, I guess, rather.
Uh-huh.
If you want to compare it to that, sure. But again, I don't know what Kang we're getting, or are we going to get Kang anymore? And
yeah,
I don't know what this spot is. This spot is a different spot from anything that I've ever heard of in the comics, because I thought that, I don't know, he was just like a flavor of the week. I thought he was, like a Scorpion, or one of those.
I would say Scorpion's higher than this guy. Like,
I think he probably does more
Hammer.
damage. Yeah.
Like this is worse than Scorpion or what's it, Shocker? Worse than those guys. How about this?
But that's why I say unique, is because he was a villain who, because of his own dumbness, he tripped, right, and fell into one of his own spots and couldn't get out. And then he realized, like, oh, wait, through an accident, that he could jump, that his spots would let him multiverse jump, and he could absorb more power, which is great. Kang, by the way, it just has a suit that is a powerful suit. He's not like absorbing.
Okay, so it's different. Okay, so the Kang that we got in Quantumania is okay. Not the Kang that you are telling me about eventually. He's a different variant.
I really hope so, because the Kang I'm thinking like is the one where in Quantumania where he showed Michelle Pfeiffer that he was destroying worlds, like when he had the beams coming out of his, out of his gloves, out of his gauntlets, and just decimating worlds. Like, I want that Kang. I want the one that goes to the world and, like, flicks a bomb at it and just blows it up. Like, that would be cool.
So, would it be stupid then if we found out that the
King
Spot
Destroyer.
is a Kang?
Oh,
nice.
Would
it be stupid if we found out the Kang is that Spot's a Kang?
That'd be a stretch, because there's supposed to be kind of a different villains, but
you said this is canon.
You're right. I have to admit that anyone can be a Kang, just like it at one point was in the comics, where you'd be like, oh, I'm the ancient ancestor of Kang.
Wait a minute, though. One more thing. I'm sorry to now stop talking about Kang. The dude in Loki, is the same exact actor who played Kang in Quantumania.
Jonathan Majors.
But you're saying that they're that they're variants. So
Correct.
meaning that there could be, like it was in the Loki show, there could be a crocodile Kang.
Yes.
So why is this the same dude? Because the dude in Loki is the same dude as in Quantumania?
I'm sorry. When you said same dude, I got lost in your words. I thought you meant same type of person. Yeah, they are variants, different variants of the same person. That's what I got confused in.
Right, right. Okay, so even the same person. But my question is that how is that different than Spot, which is what's driving me mad in this review, is because the character of Kang that we get at the end of Loki is also played by the same actor who plays him in Quantumania. So that is not a different variant. That's literally the same dude that was in Loki then.
Correct.
So
It's
the
played
dude
by
in
the same
Loki.
actor. Yes.
Okay, but where's Crocodile Kang? Where's, you see what I'm trying to ask you here?
Did you see the Council of Kangs?
Yeah, I don't.
You can pause that and you could see all, like, there's a gorilla Kang, there's a skeleton Kang, like there's a bunch of them.
I didn't stay for the after credits. So, how about this?
There
You
probably
made a
is a
joke
crocodile
earlier,
Kang. There's probably a bunch of them.
or Pig King. You said in the beginning of the episode, or towards the middle here, where you made a joke and you said hashtag not my mermaid. I'm going to say hashtag not my Spider-Man. Man. I mean that's just what it
Which
is.
one?
I all of them. I mean, like, I really enjoyed the very, very first Spiderverse movie. I thought it was a good, self-containing story. I enjoyed that story. It was new, it was fresh. I enjoyed it. But being the age that I am, growing up on the Spider-Man movies that have come out since 2002 with Tobey Maguire, I just don't like this. I like Miles. I mean, I have no problem with Miles being Spider-Man. That's cool. I have no problem with it at all. I just don't like this world. I don't like this multiverse, this universe nonsense, the variants. It makes me very angry. And I just don't, because it's confusing. Like, I want to turn on a movie and be entertained and take myself out of it and not have to sit here and think of quantum physics.
So the first movie, Into the Spider-Verse, also introduced the same concept of multiverse, and they brought in different
Not
Spider-Men.
not this scale. I mean, that was smaller. This is ridiculous. This goes big, and I'm saying it's too big.
Okay.
Just like the ads in 1998 for Godzilla, size does matter,
But why?
and it was too big.
Yeah, but you're saying you're over the dimensional movies or multiverse movies, but it seems like you just want a few multiverses rather than all of them.
I can deal with Back to the Future, which one would argue Part 2 and 3 was a multiverse kind of movie, right?
Nope, same
In a way.
timeline.
What?
They explain the timelines there. And also, that gets contradicted in the Avengers movie when the Hulk explains time travel, where you cannot go back in time to fix the same timeline. If you go back in timeline, you are still on your same timeline. You just went back and created a new timeline of you going back into time.
I'm simulating it's over my head. I'm sorry. I don't. What's wrong with me, dude? I just can't get it. It's too much. How about this? The first movie had introduced the multiverse, introduced other kind of Spider-Man and different kinds of characters, but it was a smaller scale. And with this one, having armies and having the Spot character, which I could not get into the Spot character because a hero is just as good as his villain, and I just could not get into the Spot character. And I just found myself being more confused and more scratchy head. My daughter trying to watch this was more hilarious. She was just like, what? Because she was excited to see Ghost Spider because she likes that Marvel little kids cartoon on Saturday mornings with Ghost Spidey, who has pink webs. That's what she was thinking she was getting. But that's what I thought I was getting. I didn't get that.
I mean, we got a story with her and her dad which was pretty touching, I thought. I feel like her story, which focused a little bit more on her in this movie, I feel like it was worth it because we got to complete her story. And now we get to complete Miles' story because
in part 2.
He's creating his own story, and he is revealing that. I liked the great touches about how he went back to Universe 42 thinking it was his own universe, and finally telling his mom that he's Spider-Man, and she's had no clue who he was because it was in a different universe. That was a pretty cool touch. I really liked that when they were going through the Spider-Verse, and I was looking real hard, that they showed the live action people, that they showed Tobey Maguire, they showed Andrew Garfield and their Uncle Ben's, that they showed Donald Glover, who was in this movie and had a talking part in this. This is big for me because they showed him as the Prowler. The Prowler was the enemy in the first Spider-Verse
Right.
movie. You remember that, right? It was
Right.
Miles' uncle.
Yes.
And this is why this is big for me is because it means Donald Glover, or as the Prowler, real person in this movie, a cartoon movie, says that we got mixed up, but in Spider-Man: Homecoming, Donald Glover is also in that, and Tom Holland's Spider-Man confronts him. He's the one that webs him to the car, and it has the voice changer on when Tobey Maguire was still kind of learning how to be a superhero.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember that part at all? In that part, Donald Glover says that, hey, something to the likes of, I got a nephew around here. And he said that his name, I think, was the same as the Prowler's name, which was, what's it?
Who was Donald Glover in Homecoming?
He was just some thief.
Okay.
But Uncle Aaron, that's what it was. Yeah, but it's we assume that he played Uncle Aaron in Homecoming, and that his nephew he was talking about is Miles Morales, and it's great because that would be canon. Because if he's the Prowler in this movie, then much like how Miles in the first Spider-Verse had his uncle be the Prowler, that there's probably a Miles Morales in the live-action MCU in 616,
Which is our world.
which is ours. Yes,
Gotcha. Let's get into our popcorn ratings.
I already know what yours is, so
I'm not gonna give it a bag of kernels. This again. I mean, I was talking crap about it, but this movie's not Halloween Ends. I want to hate watch that movie with you.
sure. Do you want me to go first or you?
No, I'm doing it now. That was my opening of it. Is I want to hate watch Halloween Ends with you, just together. Just you drive down here, I drive up there, and we
There
hate
you
watch
go.
it. It's not a bag of kernels. It's not a no bag. I just wasn't entertained. I liked the first one more. So the first one I gave it a large, and they say sequels are not as good as the originals unless you're James Cameron. So yeah, small for me. Not into the different animation style. It was pretty to look at, but not my thing. God, I just think I said everything I wanted to say about it, right? I just was not happy with it, was not thinking I was going to get this movie. I wanted Aliens, but I got Alien Resurrection. So it was fine. It was fine. I would say skip it. Skip it.
This is a solid medium for me. That runtime, it did feel long. It's a 2 hour 16, I think, right?
2:30.
To how much? Oh,
It was
220
yeah.
is on IMDb here.
Yeah.
And yeah, it definitely I felt all that 2 hour 20 and then some, a little bit more actually. I did enjoy it. Like I was kind of curious as to where it was gonna go, and then it just ended abruptly, and I was reminded then that they're making another movie of this. So it was a kind of reminder of that because I wanted some closure. I wanted some, wrap up there, but we got this. I'll have to wait for another one. I like the new characters of like Spider-Punk. I thought he was great. Hobie Brown is the character. I liked India Spider-Man India or whatever. I think he was great. I liked they had Spider Bite in this one too, which was pretty cool. She was the cyber techno girl who could virtually go into the Spider-Verse.
Mm-hmm.
So it was pretty cool. There are just parts that I really liked about this movie. It had the same charm and cutesiness and the art style of the first one that I enjoyed so much. I really like the art in this one. I really hope that this one would win over Super Mario if it's going to be nominated for anything, but we'll see. But I can really see how this would turn off a lot of people. This movie was moving fast, and it was bright and colorful from from 0 to 30. Oh yeah, that's right. Opening credits didn't come in until 20
Like,
minutes.
yeah.
Yeah, so I forgot that they had even stopped, and then it happened, and then the opening credits were, I don't know, all but 30 seconds long. But geez, that came in late. It was, again, a lot of bright colors, a lot of things coming at you fast. Spider-Punk had to. I read somewhere that it was IMDb that they spent 3 years alone on just doing Spider-Punk in this movie
What?
because of the art. Because Spider-Punk is anarchist, and so every frame is different. Everything is different. Like they didn't have to just draw him in, and they could just
That sounds crazy. Like when they admitted that it took a year to render Sully's hair in Monsters Inc.
It's crazy, right?
That's nuts.
Well, yeah, and I'm not saying to say that, but I did enjoy this movie. I did enjoy parts of it. There were other parts that just kind of seemed like, all right, we're kind of, forcing me to get there type of thing, or I'd rather, just hurry up and get there. Spot was an okay villain. I like that they made him a bigger threat. Still, another villain that's more threatening than Kang right now in Ant-Man. Every villain that we've seen post Ant-Man has been more threatening than Kang. I hope that people can agree with me, but on that, because they need to do something quick. They being Marvel. So I don't know, just a solid medium. All the voices were fine. I don't know. I like the way they do it. I like the way they show all the Spider-Man different variations of them in the Spider-Verse. It's its own thing, and I think it's fun. Oh, I liked that the Spot when he was dimension or multiverse jumping, that he jumped into the convenience store where Venom was, where Tom Hardy's Venom.
Is that what that woman was from? Where he was like, "You've seen this a lot," or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's just like,
Okay, that was that one. So
Yeah.
you see, now stupid stuff like that is like, I would not know that. Like, what general audience would know that?
Yeah, and this is
Stupid.
You're very right. Like, we're at a part where these movies are you have to follow along, and if you miss it, then you're missing a whole lot, I think.
All right. Well, small for me and a medium for you then.
Yeah, I feel like this movie's only going to be as good as its follow-up, because that's how it ends, and I want to see how this ends. Is it going to be some dumb ending where there's a sacrifice? Don't let go. Hold my hand. Something like that, where I'll just eye roll if that crap happens again. Or his parents find out in like some sort of traumatic or difficult way rather than it being on his own terms, which always seems to happen. This movie seems to know that there are canon events, that there are common things that happen in superhero movies and in superhero stories, and I think it wants to go a different way. I hope they do.
Okay. I mean, I hope not to review a sequel, but chances are with movie guys, I'll be reviewing a sequel.
Maybe when this comes out to stream, it might be a better watch. You can watch it in your 4K TV at home, your 80-inch mega surround sound setup you got there.
You're making me sound like I'm cool. I got a 72-inch.
Jordan's got a wet bar. It's got a recliner chair with individual leg massage slots.
Speaking of which, let me sell you some life insurance.
Palm leaf. Yeah.
Thank you, everybody, for listening to this most recent episode of Movie Guys Podcast. You can check us out at movieguyspodcast.podbean.com. Check us out on Twitter, on Instagram, wherever you want to listen to. We are on all the social media platforms, too. Thank you so much for downloading, and we'll be back next week for another awesome episode. Have a good night. Oh, keep that in for later. That's how we drink it in Belgium. Call it the Belgium dip.
There was so many that's what she said. Just back to back how you just did that. Go ahead.
Yes.